Hello, my name is Jeff Pryor. I'm the Neighborhood Services Manager for the Village of Oak Park, and I'd like to talk to you about the Multifamily Housing Incentives Program for fiscal year 2023. And with that, I'd like to share my screen with you. As I said, this program is for the Multifamily Housing Incentives Program, or MFIP, and it is for fiscal year 2023. This overview is going to provide you basically 20 minutes of an introduction. If we have any group questions, we'll have some group questions, and then we'll finish. As far as the program, like I said, Joe, let's start again. Stop share. Okay, 518, Joe. One more time. Give me 1 minute here. All right, sorry, 518. One last time. 5, 5, 4. Hi, my name is Jeff Pryor. I'm the Neighborhood Services Manager, and I'm here to present to you the Multifamily Housing Incentive Program for fiscal year 2023. With that, I'd like to share my screen. This orientation for the MFIP, Multifamily Housing Incentives Program, is for fiscal year 2023. This orientation should last about 20 minutes. We're going to be going through some introduction, some benefits of the program, how the applicants are evaluated, and what the timeline and requirements are for you. If we have any group questions, we'll answer those, and then we'll provide you some additional contact information if you have any follow-up questions that you may have. There are two key people involved in the program. Myself, Jeff Pryor. I'm the Neighborhood Services Manager for the Village Park. If you need to get in contact with me, my direct line is 708-358-5412 with my email, jpryor@oak-park.us. The other person involved in this program is Michael Stewart. Michael Stewart is the Marketing Director with the Oak Park Regional Housing Center. He can be reached at 708-848-7150, extension 121, or mstewart@oprhc. The benefits for the Multifamily Housing Incentive Program go along with one of Oak Park's most important goal, and that's to develop and maintain racial diversity. The MFIP program is designed to encourage fair housing practices, expand housing options for prospective renters, and improve the quality of multifamily units and dwellings. So let's give you a quick overview of what this program is about. It's a $10,000 grant where there's 2-to-1 matching funds required, meaning in order to get the full 10,000, you have to do a project of at least $30,000. You then contribute 20,000, the village would contribute 10,000. This program is open to multifamily buildings with 4 or more units only, and it includes a 3-year marketing service agreement with our partner, the Oak Park Regional Housing Center. Now, the Oak Park Regional Housing Center It's a free, not-for-profit rental referral service. They have over 42 years of apartment marketing experience, and they're involved with providing providing service agreements with you to market your property. They've been involved, and one of the most important things that they provide us is what can you use the dollars for your program, for your grant, that's going to give you the most bang for your buck. And as it turns out, it happens to be kitchens. These are just some before and after pictures of remodeling that have been done with the multifamily housing incentive program. Kitchens tend to be one of those things that will market an apartment faster than anything else. So here's one example of a kitchen before and after. Here's another 1950s kitchen that was updated to a more modern style, providing more workspace and different cabinetry. Yet again, another 1950s kitchen update where you're bringing in and putting in new cabinetry and new appliances. Another kitchen update, actually two of them. One of the other things that the program has also been used for is to upgrade washrooms. And this is what the program can be used for. It also can be used for windows, floors, bathrooms, and again, kitchens. So let's go into detail of what the MFIP program is really about. It's a maximum of $10,000, and this is regardless of the number of units you own. Okay, but it is for 4 or more units. So if you have 4 units, you're going to get $10,000. If you have 10 units, you're going to get $10,000 if accepted into the program. As I said before, it's a matched program, 2-to-1 by the owner. Owner pays all of the money up front, and then the village reimburses you. In order to get the full $10,000, you have to put up at least $30,000 for the project. With the 2-to-1 match, you're going to be paying $20,000 for the program, for the upgrades. The village would pay the remaining $10,000. The program is flexible in that we allow you to do multiple items in the area, but they do have an emphasis for common area improvements, security improvements, or individual unit apartments. The program is meant to be shovel ready. What's that? Well, shovel ready is that all project funds must be spent within a year of the agreement. Shovel ready also means that when you are applying for this loan or grant, you must also have a real good idea of what you're looking to do for your program. You just can't come to us and say, we're looking to get the $10,000 for the MFIP. No, we want to know what you're spending it on. Last thing is that the program grant carries a 3-year mortgage for the MSA. The mortgage is released if the terms of the MSA are met. Well, what is an MSA? Well, that's where the Oak Park Regional Housing Center comes into play. An MSA is a marketing service agreement. It allows the housing center to affirmatively market vacant units in your building for a period of time. In this case, it's 3 years. Marketing is going to be targeted to prospective tenants that are going to add diversity to the building, again, going along with the goals of the village. Now, there is an MSA only program for those of you that don't want to get involved with the grant, and this is a free 1-year agreement to allow the housing center to affirmatively market your unit. This is applications are taken on a rolling basis. You can submit this at any time during the year. However, we do encourage you to submit this early on so that we can go to the board at the same time we are going to the board with the other grants. As I said before, the program is eligible for buildings with 4 or more units. And here comes the commercial. I would like to state that the village does have a small rental program, small rental property rehabilitation program for units of 4 to 7 units. You may want to consider this program also. This program allows a forgivable grant up to $5,000 per unit for a maximum of $35,000. Tenants are required to be income eligible to be qualified. The landlord does not, but the tenants must be income qualified, and they must be making at least 51% of your tenants must be not 51% of your tenants must not be making more than 80% of the adjusted median income. If you want more information on this, please contact me for further information. So you've applied for the program. How are you evaluated? Well, one of the things that is looked at by the HPAC, Housing Programs Advisory Committee, where all of the applications are sent, they're going to look at your past cooperation with the village's marketing agent, the Oak Park Regional Housing Center. They're going to look at your history of marking difficulties that you've had due to possibly geographic location of the building or other impediments. They're going to take a look at your vacancy rates. Are you always filled? Do you have trouble getting people to come into your units, or are you having difficulties? What's the length of time since you received your last multifamily incentive grant for that building? Is it last year? Well, if it was last year, unfortunately, you can't apply because you have to wait at least 1 year before you can apply again. They're going to take a look at the performance of the projects funded through prior multifamily incentive grants. Were you involved with this program before in the years past? And what was your timeliness of the project completion? Did you spend all of your money? Further evaluation of the program is going to be done by looking at what you're using the money for. Is it being used to correct building code violations? Is it being used to improve security of the building with a history of criminal activity? Now, grant funds can be used to improve overall marketability and livability of the building, such as major building systems, accessory, and energy sustainability. Again, another goal of the village. The timeline and the requirements for the program are, for this year, applications are due by 5 p.m. on January 23rd. The Housing Programs Advisory Committee, HPAC, will review the applications on March 15th of 2023. They will make a recommendation to the village board. The board will hear these sometime in April. 10 days after that meeting, we'll send out notification that your application or your project has been awarded funding. Some of the things that we require in your application: we need proof of your property's insurance. It's a basic requirement for any mortgage approval anyway. So you should have this. We need to see this. Mortgage confirmation. This is something that you can easily give to us on a printed bank statement from an online account. Or if you own the building outright, all we need to see is the fact that you do own it outright and you don't have a mortgage. There's a possibility that you could be involved in a sales agreement currently with your building. If this is the case, what we want to see is just some information pertaining to this. If there's a partnership involved in this with you and some other party, we want to know about that too. Other application requirements: we need to know your construction specifications. Ideally, like I said, we need to know what your project is going to be all about. I want to know some details. In this unit, and this unit, we propose to remove and remodel the kitchen with upgrades, or throughout the building, we intend to install new carpeting in the common areas. But we need to know specifics for what you're going to do and a cost involved. The other thing is that we're going to need some sort of statement of management agreement or plan, if applicable. The village will be dealing, if the village is going to be dealing with a property manager or agent, we need to make sure that there's an agreement in place. We are going to go out and do an inspection of your project before we get there. But as a requirement of our licensing program, which all buildings must also have, we're going to inspect those on a yearly basis from 1 to 4 years, either every 4 year, every 2 year, every 1 year. All of these projects must have the proper permits. However, the permit fees for these are waived. We'll take care of the permits for you. Now, the projects must be inspected though before the payout. We need to see that final inspection to make sure that the project has been paid. No other inspections are required for this program. Are there any questions that anyone has for this? All right. If you do have any questions in the future, please feel to contact me at housing@oak-park.us at our general number 708-358-5410, or you can contact me directly, Jay Pryor at oak-park.us. Phone number 708-358-5412. Thank you very much for attending this presentation. And again, feel free to contact me if you have any questions.